Welcome, everyone. This is Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time is an online drawing group. We meet once a week. Right now, we're meeting on Mondays at 4:30. It is January 18th, 2022, a whole new year to draw in. I'm going to ask everyone to do a round table of introductions, say your name, where you're located, and the project you're working on. My name is Mark Monlux. I live in Tacoma, Washington, and today I'm going to be drawing an obscure horror monster on my iPad tablet of a really horrible horror movie. It's there are these movies called clip movies that are movies made up of clips from other movies.
Oh dear.
And this one is called the Soapy Monster. Anyway, it's basically they put together a really horrible guy in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm drawing today. Katie went to get a canvas. So Bill, why don't you do your introduction next?
Hi, I'm Bill Morse. I'm an illustrator and cartoonist working in Seattle, Washington. I also do a webcomic called Rhapsodies, which I am going to be working on today. And for anybody who is interested, I am also in charge of a group called Cartoonist Northwest. And we had a very good meeting with a graphic novelist, Mimi Pond, over the weekend. So if anybody is interested, I am just putting the link on the chat page.
Darcy, you're next.
Hi, I'm Darcy. I have a little graphic arts service studio here. I'm in Stamford, Connecticut. And I like to try and get back into where, this sketching, drawing, and painting thing, because it's a lost art for me. So I pulled out the tablet today, and I have a sketch program on it, and I'm really lame at it. So I'm gonna try and make or paint out this orchid flower.
Now, I'm kind of curious. Your tablet is it an iPad?
Yeah. I didn't invest in any higher end software on it. It has Illustrator on it, but I work in that every day. But yeah, as far as sketching and painting and stuff, I haven't done any of that since college. So that was a long time ago.
And with us is Megan, who just joined us. Hello, Megan. We just got through doing introductions, but we'll do a real quick round robin one more time to let you know who we all are. I'm Mark Monlux in Tacoma.
I'm Bill Morse in Seattle.
I'm Darcy in Connecticut.
Hi.
Where are you from, Megan?
I'm in Tacoma.
Okay.
But I lived in New Haven for 1 year.
Very nice.
many years ago.
It's funny. I also have most of my family's in New England. So while I didn't get down to Connecticut very often, I definitely have fond memories going down to the Mystic Aquarium and the Peabody Museum.
It's at the end of the state too.
Mm-hmm.
This end isn't so pretty.
Where are you?
I'm down in Stamford. It's very urban-y, mishmashy. Yeah, I like heading out to the eastern and the north corner of the state.
Katie, you missed all the introductions. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I did have my headset on. I'm Katie C, and I'm from Bonnie Lake, Washington, and I am going to be working on a iconic image of Drew Barrymore as Casey in the movie Screaming, because that's one of my things I like to do is paint and draw Scream Queens.
Well, there you go. Is she still the queen of the Scream Queens?
She actually,
I thought that was, what was her name? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, Casey, Drew Barrymore's, her image is iconic for the Scream series because she's the very first character introduced on screen in the movie, but she dies in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So she's
also
not.
Yeah,
She had
she's
a
the
good
second person to die in the movie.
Yeah. So, but when you see the movie a lot, yeah, people see this image of her. And so it's a really fun image. But yeah, actually, Sydney Prescott is the main character, and she is played by Neve Campbell. So
that's the one. I'm the dark-haired girl, right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you want to enjoy Drew Barrymore, she did a couple seasons of a cute show that she was I think either the director or the producer all of, called the Santa Clara Diet, where she's basically a zombie. So, she eats people. It's a lot funnier than I make it sound. It's a really witty little show.
Okay.
So Darcy, have you ever shared your tablet online?
No, I haven't hooked that up yet. I guess I could do that, Bluetooth wise, right?
Yeah, the way you can do it is you go down. I'll show my tablet and give you. You go down to the bottom where it says screen share, and you hit the green button, and then you should get a window showing your multiple screens, but there'll be one option that says iPhone/iPad via AirPlay, and you click on that, and then you go to your tablet.
Install a plugin, it says.
Well, the plugin will download real fast. It only takes a few seconds.
Okay.
And then you go to the top right-hand corner of your tablet and do a quick little pull down, and you'll see a little icon that looks like two screen, and that's the screen mirroring icon. And I'm tapping mine right now.
Oh, very nice.
And then as soon as you do that, bam, your screen is being shown.
I
So
don't
here's
use this thing enough. I mean, it's a shame. And
Have you shown us a version of this before, Mark?
I was starting to draw this last time when I was and then someone said that, hey, is that a clip film? And I went, is it a clip film? And when I discovered it was a clip film, I was so disgusted. I almost decided not to draw it, but I figured, I'll draw it today.
You bother trying to find out where the clip was from?
Oh yeah, the clip is for what a clip film is it's a movie made up of movie clips of other films.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you just put in some new footage to kind of splice it all together. So the Soapy Monster is some guy searching around and finding really awful movies to cut and paste into, so to speak. I'm sorry, who did I interrupt? Oh, look at that. That's a nice. Now, are you using a watercolor brush on that?
I'm experimenting because I really don't know the tools on this thing. And I did a thing for my son for his birthday. And he's all 30 years old. Let's see, what did I do? I did some Pokemon characters birthday card. And then I cut them out and made this, a real card for them and stuff. That was a lot of fun.
Darcy, what are you using there?
It's just Sketch. It's a freebie. I haven't invested in a real drawing thing on here.
You are on an iPad, okay.
Yeah.
Sketch, huh?
Or sketches, it's called.
Sketches, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but for a whole grand, $10, you can buy Procreate.
I know. I just haven't gotten to that yet. I
You
spent
like
so much
freebies, Darcy?
time
I'm all about the free software, the open source.
Well, if I was a little more dedicated to it,
Support.
great. I was using it mostly to like mark up projects I was working on initially because I liked that feature. I could mark it up and draw over what I was doing and not look too excited. You know, this was a kind of a, this ended up being a movie. So I had a, you know, many eons later kind of thing. So I used it to mark up. That's why I initially gave this to myself. But I've been trying to bring it into my life more since. You know, I've got this other stupid job going too that I never finished. I just don't know the tools well enough. I want my old rapidograph back and I'd be just fine.
You can have them.
I know. I have a bunch of crunchy old nasty ones, but they're not going to do me any good.
Oh, I had a rapidograph set that I had to buy for one graphics course. Didn't use it for anything else since then, and all I have to show for it is a tattoo that I with accident from that came from accidentally dropping.
Oh, okay.
These.
Well, yeah, no, they were the thing. I've had thousands of them, and I have a whole little toolbox labeled art box that smells toxic as crazy, but I still keep it. So
So we got a couple more people coming in. We got Thao coming in. He was here a couple weeks ago. Hi, Thao. Good to see you again.
Oops. Okay, I'm going to sign out of here. Stop share.
I like your flower, Darcy.
Oh, thanks. It might have potential. Thank you.
Well, for something you're just playing around trying to learn the tools, I think it looks very lovely. It's a nice color.
I had to do some illustrations for a book or sketches of landscapes for a book I did this year because we didn't have a budget to pay somebody. So the senior production person I am, I did it myself. And that was like, wow, I can kind of do this. But again, you know, you have to get acquainted with the tools. It's a lot of work.
Well, if you ever want to get your rapidograph back up and running,
Oh, really?
one of the things I had the same set of rapidographs that I used for over 20 years since I was in college, and I stopped using them because I started to buy the little micron pens, which are very affordable. They're like only like $2 or $4 each, and they come in the same sizes as your rapidographs. But if you can get yourself a little sonic cleaner tub, like some that's used for like cleaning your jewelry, you may already have one.
Mm-hmm.
Take all your parts and just dump them in there with a little bit of Dawn and just have it going overnight, and that stuff will come right off.
They've been sitting down there for like 30 years.
Don't give up on them now.
No,
it's like my own little museum.
I have one of those too. I have my art box from college, and I have to tell you, my art school was way more than 20 years ago. And it still got a lot of stuff in it from that. Hey, the charcoal's still good.
Big thing. I run to the art store and drop $50 just to get nibs, you know? And that was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. I couldn't afford rapidographs, and I had no good reason because I didn't draw in art school. That wasn't, I mean, of course I did draw, but that wasn't why I was there.
Their life after school was I was a mechanical art, and I used them all the time.
Yeah. And I know
friends had them. Oh, they were wonderful.
Macromedia came to our lives, and that was the end of that.
And I know all about art boxes. I mean, I have my old tin case for my watercolors, which I never particularly liked, but I've been looking for years and I've never found anything better.
I still have three fisherman boxes full of art stuff. A
Yeah,
tin
that's what
one.
my art box is, a fishing lure box.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
That's-
too.
My smallest one was for all my
Think-
stuff that I did in pottery, all those tools.
Uh-huh.
And then I have my main art box, and then I have my supplemental art box, 2 different sizes, so I could, put one in the suitcase and travel with it. So,
I had a small shipping tube, like this big, this round, that would just have my pens in it. And that became my regular thing for a long time. But then, the computer age moved in and I had to comply, unfortunately.
So it's always cool, all of the ways you can still improvise in that front.
Yep.
I mean, my favorite example of that is I used to use this for my for a notebook for my legal pads, and now I use it as the outdoor carrying case for my iPad.
Ah, there you go. I liked it. Ooh, whoops. I spilled the ink.
oh no.
Love that, retract button.
So I have a little bottle of ink I've had for the last 40 years. And just in case that runs out at Christmas time, I got this as a white elephant gift, a nice big old jar of ink.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh,
And a fountain pen. So that was nice.
I'm just the same.
I would have to buy all that stuff online now. I don't have art stores around here anymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I've had this India ink since.
That's speedball.
Yeah. I might be exaggerating, but almost since college. But ever since I went digital, I barely need it anymore. And even when I am doing versatile, I generally still prefer Faber-Castell pens.
Well, let's see if this silly thing and I can really build a lasting relationship. Be fun. Oh, I don't understand.
I got this bottle of ink. It was one of those white elephant gift exchange, so I stole it from somebody else, thinking, oh, this is wonderful. I can refill the Faber-Castell brush, my Pentel brush tip pen, which uses cartridges. But the opening of the cartridge is so small, I can't get the ink in. And so I'm kind of, oh, great. I got all this extra ink now.
Don't understand.
But hey, maybe I'll use this lifetime supply of ink in my fountain pens.
I bought some fountain pens, disposable ones for writing.
Disposable fountain pen.
Yeah, they have some brand. It's a disposable fountain pen, like a Bic. And it came in a 6-pack in blue and black. And I said, I will be much more happier writing out note cards if I had a real thing to write with. So,
Well,
for $3.99 on Amazon, I got some pens.
So I'm wondering, do they still make graphic art students take calligraphy class?
Oh, I have a calligraphy thing on this tablet. I don't know. I don't know anyone in
I
art.
cannot say, but I can tell you that at least 10 years ago, they still made general art and design students in foundations classes use gouache. I know because I was teaching them. And I made them use gouache. I said, you gotta, they were mostly, hardly any of these students were doing just digital art. This was like, the late 20-aughties. They weren't doing a lot of digital art, but still the whole idea of this strange stuff that you couldn't really buy anywhere. But the school bookstore I think it disturbed them that I should make them buy that. They should make graphic artists take a calligraphy course.
Because hand lettering was a big part of graphic design. Well, this is back when everything was done with press type and linograph machines, and you still had to do all the math to figure out, each font had its own math program to figure out the leading. So you knew how many word counts, if you were going to be using a 12-point font or a 14-point font, you figure out what your leading was, and then you did the math to figure out, okay, I can fit in 150 words.
Well, maybe that's why I never studied graphic arts.
Oh, it's the math that kept you away, huh?
The math part, yes.
Well, it's one of the reasons why certain industries use certain fonts, because back in the day, Optima was used heavily in the medical industry during the from the mid 60s when Optima first came out until the 1980s. And that was because all the designers had that font, the math word, all memorized, so they could just do it off real quickly. So why switch over to another font, which when that meant doing a whole different set of math? So most designers would only stick to like 6 or 8 fonts. And now you have over 2,000 available for you at a drop of a hat.
Yeah. And we're all complete pack rats over them, aren't we?
I used to trade fonts with other graphic artists and call around and say, hey, I got this new project. Do you have Garmin Bold Extended? Yeah, I got Garmin Bold Extended. What do you got? Oh, let's see. I can give you some brush script. Don't even talk to me about brush script. What a crap. What a lousy font. Give me something good. I said, Corona? You got Corona? Oh, no, I don't have Corona. I'll take Corona.
Oh, dear. It's funny. I was running into a friend, somebody at the library who was making jokes about how a certain Mexican beer brand is having trouble because of having the same name. And I almost imagine people making graphics jokes like that.
So, Katie, I see the silhouette. I see that you did the background first. Is that a knife
Yes.
sticking out of her?
No, it's a phone.
Oh, it's a phone. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the antenna of the phone.
Yeah, I just realized there are like her whole profile. I don't know if you can see it. That I'm based. it's one of those things you realize in hindsight. Look at all that beige. It's just like when I tried to do black and white. I'm like, now it's all beige and gold. So we'll see how this goes.
I mean,
Making all
yeah,
the-
for a second, it almost looked like the silhouette of Pinocchio.
I guess if Pinocchio was looking up,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I would have to agree with you. Yes. Yeah, I actually I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or not, Bill. I know Mark saw it. I did some work with the mixed media gel sticks on Sunday. I'd never used them before, but they were given to me as a gift at Christmas, and they were a lot of fun. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well I was able to maneuver those. But same thing, I did one of the pictures I did the background first. It was like, yeah, always do the background first now. And I got this cool new pan because I was having so much trouble.
Pardon me.
I got this nice, cool new pan to
that's
as my
nice.
palette. Yeah. I'm loving it, and because it's so much easier to mix and especially blend than the ones with the little, the little cheap ones you get at the Dollar Tree with the little place to put the all the different paints. So I'm kind of happy, and I guess this is supposed to be super easy to clean.
Now,
But
do you clean it off every time, or do you do a shrink wrap over it?
I try not to pour more paint than I need to. This is I'm a little frustrated already. This is gessoed. I did gesso this canvas, but as I'm painting, I don't think the gesso, I don't know, it might also just be the texture of the canvas. I don't know how this is it's okay. This is the first of many screen paintings I'll be doing over the next couple months. So this one's great.
Oh man, that takes me back. I mean, back in art school, we used to be complete pack rats, hoarding cardboard and priming them with gesso for practice.
Yeah, Tim was trying to do some painting, and then he kind of lost interest. So I have a bunch of different shapes, sized canvases, but yeah, everything from now until the beginning of May will be horror related, because they just announced the big guest for Texas Frightmare. So
who's coming to Texas Frightmares this year?
Well, they are doing a reunion. Drew Barrymore will sadly not be there, but they are doing a reunion with most of the original cast from Scream. So I will be doing a lot of Scream characters, and then they're doing Nightmare on Elm Street 3 reunion. And then they also have Monster Squad. So we'll see what.
There's going to be a Monster Squad reunion? Wow.
Yeah. So those will be pretty much the major ones that I know of. But I'm also going to just do a couple of my favorites. My Carrie. I'm still on the fence about whether Carrie will make it down there. She may just stay at home on my wall, because I really like looking at her myself. But I did learn something very valuable this weekend, because I'm gonna put the coating, the clear coat on the German Shepherd picture. And I love to integrate Posca markers. Well, one of the things that I found out, Posca acrylic markers are not water, they're not safe to get wet after you paint with them.
Oh.
And so I tested a small canvas, and the brown that I use to highlight with the Posca marker completely smeared. And so I just went ahead and finished because I'd already ruined it. But it completely smeared it and then made the coating brown and totally ruined the, I'm glad I did a small painting, but just something to, I love Posca acrylic markers, but it's just something to remember if you start messing with them that you will not be sealing that and don't get it wet, because it's not going to take it. It will just completely run and ruin everything. So anything done with that, these are the markers, which I was really shocked because there's a famous surfboard artist that actually draws with Poscas. So I'm assuming he must do the original art with Poscas, and then they either don't seal those and they do some kind of screen print or vinyl print that they put on the surfboards. I'm not sure. But he's sure not with these markers.
Yeah,
because I tested several.
He's probably keeping the originals and then doing a photo and then selling.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that certainly is the most cost productive way of.
I also my stepson, he sells a lot of stuff on eBay. So one of his requests for Christmas was a light box. And I've been, I take pictures of my art, not just on the easel with regular light. And, it never really captures what the image looks like because the lighting that, translates through and I'm not great with iPhone. I mean, these kids can take pictures with the iPhone that look like, a professional photographer has taken them. But we tested putting the art in the light box and then taking pictures, and it takes the picture taking, capturing what the image looks like to a new level with the light box. So that's some stuff I've learned as a newbie over the last couple of weeks. We learned that we're going to use a light box if we're taking any professional photos of the art, or if we're going to use it to potentially, make prints. Because the scanner is not, scanning your art is not that, unless you really know how to, doctor your photos in Photoshop or even in Procreate. I'm not very good at it. I don't like the scanned look as much as I like just taking the picture of it in the light box. It looks almost ready to print.
Katie, I have a question.
Yes.
About that. When you say you're taking it in the light box, are you putting your artwork on top of what I think of as a light box? The light shines up from underneath. Is that what you're doing?
No,
okay.
So this is a light box where it shines down on it, and you can actually take it.
It's a light booth. Some people call it a light booth.
Oh, there you go. Light booth.
Got it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Both things are very nice to have on hand.
Yeah, I just had I have a camera stand for making copies, because I came through many years of 35mm photography, and one of the things I did for jobs along the way was copying photos, and those work really well. But that light booth idea sounds really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really good at
what
it.
You're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not a trained artist. I actually just have been working on art for about 2 years now, Mark.
Yeah, I would say that.
So everything I learn is either from Mark and oh my gosh, I can't remember your name right now. That's so embarrassing. Morse, Bill. Yeah, so I learned from other artists, and I watch a lot of YouTube, and that's so I think it's.
I hoped you were talking about me, but I didn't want to assume it.
Yes, no, I was, because they're like the most reliable people. I look forward to coming in here on Tuesday, and there's always so many different people who come in here who are diverse backgrounds. I think tonight is the first night there's been so many people who went to art school since I've been on, but you've had a lot of professionals on here that have a lot of knowledge and experience, but I'm not one of them.
Well, I don't actually draw as like very much of my art. And so one reason I wanted to come was so that I could just spend some time drawing, because I wish to do drawing. I would like to be better at it. It's never been my strong suit. If it's geometric and I can use a ruler, then I could draw. But I studied photography and filmmaking and textile arts.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Textiles. I love textile design. That was so into that.
Yeah, I haven't
Up
done a
on
lot of
the screen.
textile design, although it
No,
looks really
there's the
fun.
light booth.
That's
up-
the light booth. Ah, oh,
Well, this is sort of like a basic setup for
Mhm.
people who are doing a photograph. If you're doing a photograph, you hang your painting on the wall. Here's your painting. And then at an angle, you have a light source that's got a diffuser on it, so you don't get glare. And you put one on either side. And depending on where your ambient light is, you shift those around. And then you have your camera on your tripod right in front of it. Now, some people will also place a light source over the top, aiming down, and often from behind the camera. But it all depends on the type of texture that you've been painting on with. Like if you have really gloppy oils with a lot of shine, and how much shine you want of those oils to come through, how much of that texture you want to show through. Now, what a light box is, now, most photography studios will have on the side like a piece of a paper or canvas
seamless.
set up so that it can be seamless. Yes. A light box is pretty much something like that. Whoop, come on. Where did my tools go? I've seen them shaped like this.
Mhm.
But there are these ones where all of this is concave, so you get sort of like a seamless effect, and you just put your item in here, and it's just a wonderful little thing. And it's sort of like a clear white plastic, so that you can light it up on the sides.
Oh, okay, I get it. So
And then
it's
when
the
you're not
box, not the lighting.
Right. It can either be a white plastic box or a slightly transparent, but yeah, it's a way of getting that nice seamless phase around it.
And
But you and I
theoretically,
were thinking of the traditional light box of our day was, you had a box here and you had a
Right.
light source underneath it.
Yep.
I built my
Michael.
first light box out of a couple panes of glass and some pieces of wood. But now they have these wonderful LED light boxes like over here on my desk.
That's kind of what yes,
Yeah.
I
This
wanted
is-
one of
Yeah,
those.
this is
On
my
my
old light box.
sell
This is
something
my new
called
one.
a shot box. On Michael's, they sell something called a shot box. So it's kind of like what you're describing. It's a box, and on top there's like about 5 small slots where you can lay your camera down, so you can get like a top view.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
then there's lights inside, and there's also like an extender where you can take it from the front. So there's like a hole in the front. You place your item inside. There's lights that you can make it brighter or not so bright. And then it comes with different backgrounds that you can change So you can have like, let's say, you know, a barn texture or tile texture. So they have like different templates that you can have as your background.
And what did you call that though?
It's called a shot box on Michaels.com. They have it.
So that's what it is. It's a shot box, I guess, because that she's describing exactly what
That's
he
probably the
has.
brand name, but I bet there's more than one brand. Well, that sounds all very interesting. You could take that you could take that outside if the sunlight is enough, perhaps, and use it outside. I used to take a lot of photos of my art outside because I didn't have the lighting equipment for the indoor shooting.
Right.
I would just take stuff out on my back porch and put up a piece of cloth and take them out there with the sun, indirect sunlight, or on a slightly cloudy day. But that's a real pain in the tushy. And especially because I live in the Northwest. So that box thing sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's always nice to have like a photographer friend. Like I have a friend who's did mainly architectural photographer, but he did a lot of art photography as well for this gallery up in Ketchikan. And he converted one of his garages into a studio with the floor is painted white and it's got a curve going up, and he's got multiple rolls that he pulls down, either black or white. And
Yeah, that's a serious pro studio, sounds like.
well, he's not using it a whole lot right now. He's kind of semi-retired. I had another friend, his name's Doug Plummer, professional photographer, and a lot of his bread and butter was doing catalog photography, just one item after the other on a seamless background. And you had to make sure that each product got photographed just right, mark down that piece of film, mark it off in the catalog, log it, because he would have to do like 300 or 500 items a day because to get the catalog work done. It was, to me, that just seems like it'd be a nightmare. And then you have to go in once you have that done. So he would usually have some staff people working on that, and he would be in handling the files and then going in and doing flex shots, going in and making sure that there weren't any flecks showing up. But he said going digital really speeded up the whole process for him.
I bet.
My friend Joe, one of his friends was a medical photographer, and was it a doctor who was a photographer? One of the two. Anyway, this guy died, had a huge amount of photography equipment, not digital photography, but the old shutter and film. And there's even in Seattle, there's only a couple places that will even take film anymore for professional photographers, and a lot of it's just being sent down to California. And the guy's wife was saying, Joe, can you help me sell all these things? And Joe was thinking, no one's going to want this equipment because everybody's doing digital. But he discovered that in China, there is a huge market for traditional photography equipment. And so he was kind of in a fairly large demand. So he was able to sell most of the equipment at pretty good prices. I thought that was interesting.
There's still a few, dark room closet cases going on.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I have all this equipment that I don't know what to do with too. I mean, I have the equipment I use, but I have equipment because I helped close a small art center 10 years ago. And I said, okay, I will try to sell this or give it away. And I sold some, and then I gave some away, and I still have some. So I do have some very heavy things, but I also have a lot of stuff that's fairly lightweight. Maybe I should try China. I mean, I have a lot of,
Throw it on eBay, see what happens.
Yeah, that's where he was selling it. He was selling it on eBay.
Okay.
And what you just have to do is make sure that you stipulate, check in about shipping charges
Okay.
before you sell anything. Find it or go down to the,
3 days by
yeah.
air. You don't usually get too many choices.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I had that happen for me when I ordered a Swedish comic book the other day.
a Swedish comic book.
Well, it's in English, the Swedish artist, but it's this really, she does this really awesome series of about Greek mythology called Theomania, and she has it on several, on both Tumblr and DeviantArt. But when I saw that she was selling a printed version, I almost felt like a jerk ignoring it and continuing reading the free stuff.
So my wife and I finished watching Lost in Space.
Oh my, how was it?
Seriously, poor souls.
I'd heard, I hadn't had the nerve to try it out, considering what the movie version was like.
Oh, the TV version, the first 2 seasons were pretty good. This third season felt a little formulaic.
Danger, danger,
Danger.
danger, Will Robinson, danger. Listen, it was better than Space 1999. It was better than that. So
I mean, I
I
remember
do
when I
as a-
watched reruns back in the day, I rather liked Dr. Smith. He was sort of, after all the by the numbers heroic characters, he was a breath of fresh air. Dr. Smith, not Mr. Smith, but yeah.
I think he was Mr. Smith.
No, he was Dr. Smith.
Was he Doctor?
Yep.
I don't know. I remember my neighbor always making me watch it. I wasn't impressed back then.
Land of the Giants was my jam.
I'm not sure if I ever saw any episodes of Land of the Giants. I stumbled over Voyage to the Under the Sea at one point, and I think I've seen at least one episode of Time Tunnel.
Time Tunnel. That was the one I was just trying to think of. Time Tunnel.
We would watch Star Trek. I had no control over the TV. I had too many older sisters. What else did we watch? Laughing
Oh yeah.
Brothers.
The Smothers Brothers, but that's probably also shows my age.
Yeah.
The Smothers
Little
Brothers were
things
the
of
best.
television.
So yesterday, or is it today, was the actor who played Agar's on F Troop. He turned 100.
That's true.
Is he still alive?
He is still alive.
Oh my
Yes!
God.
I'm gonna have to tell my little sister in case she doesn't know. She probably knows already. That's amazing.
Yeah, but pre-COVID, he was still doing the on the East Coast. They have a lot of TV and movie celebrity conventions
Huh.
for pop culture, where you could go see Barbara Eden, and
But we used to always seek out Carrie Fisher.
Poor Carrie Fisher.
I know. But yeah, she was
I was significantly older than her when she first played Princess Leia, and yet somehow or another, I still felt as if she was so much more mature than me. Princess Leia, not Carrie Fisher.
I don't know about
I did not know anything about her, and when I did find out, it was like, oh no, she's just like me. But yeah, somehow or another, I just did not feel like a grown up when I was 28. So, no, I was 25. I did not feel like a grown up. And yet Princess Leia was clearly younger than me, and so
so much more supposedly together.
yes, yes. Well, and we learn that people and the parts they play are not the same thing.
Oh, I know that, but sometimes it's more disappointing. Sometimes it's more disappointing than other times.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, the worst, the one that really hit me was the original prosecutor in Law and Order, where,
The original.
oh, what was his name? Stone or something, like the character's name was Stone. And so it came as, considering he's playing this wise, moral character, and discovering that the actor was this complete right-wing whack job
Oh,
was kind of disappointing.
I can't remember who it was.
was he the guy with the gravelly voice who died a few years back?
I don't know.
Had the straight black hair that was combed back.
No, this guy was thin and bold.
Huh. Drawing a blank. I can't remember what day it is anymore. Never mind people's names.
So my wife and I have been watching the American version of Ghost and the British version of Ghost.
I was not aware of a British version. We're talking about the Patrick Swayze one, right?
No. This is
Ghosts.
a TV series.
Oh,
Ghost.
okay.
Pardon me, plural.
Oh, that
Yeah.
looks funny. I haven't seen it though. They promote it.
We are kind of enjoying both versions because in the British version, you got a woman who was burned at the stake for being a witch, and then you have a Neanderthal man in the and let's see, and of course there's all the people who live in the cellar from the plague pit. But in the American version, instead of a Neanderthal, you have a Viking and also an Indian, which you don't have. In the British version, there was a World War II soldier, and in the American one, there was a colonial guy on the lines of Hamilton. Just how they decide to In the American one, there's this woman who was a hippie from a commune who got killed by a bear. In the British one, there's nothing like that. They have a different character. So just seeing how they switch out the characters and make them different. So of course the storylines have to be different. Yet they both have a ghost that is stuck in the afterlife without pants.
Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, Bill, I watched the CBGB movie,
TB.
the nightclub down in Manhattan with all the punk rock era, and it features the cartoonist John Holmstrom from Punk Magazine.
Cool.
And they actually have these, the movie itself rolls out into these like comic strip layout and photos of the acts at the time with overlays from this, that cartoonist. And, he was a featured character in the movie. And that was a lot of fun because it was a good story.
Uh-huh.
But then it was an extra angle to the adding in the comics, and they animated a couple of them for effect. And I thought that was a nice feature in the movie.
Oh, I'm sure. Very nice.
Yeah, it was good. A lot of familiar faces in the movie who portrayed everybody. But that was a good one. I like that, the comic, since I seem to be hanging out with a lot of those kind of, you're kind of creative people.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to see that. I've been watching a lot of animated Japanese stuff. I don't know why. I'm missing my kids. They usually influence what I watch.
No, there's a lot of good anime out there that
There is. It's so much fun.
Yeah, my wife and I watch hundreds of anime. I mean, I think I showed a friend of mine my list, and it was like over 400 we've seen so far. But believe it or not, people, it has been a full hour. You haven't wasted yet another hour of your life at Epic Sketch Time.
Yay!
Yay! So,
Fun.
I'll quickly show you what my Soapy Monsters, the black and white version is done. Let me get that on the screen. Let's just show that to you.
Oh, cool.
It looks really stupid. So, stupid monster from a stupid film. If anyone has anything they want to show, please do so in the next minute.
Okay.
I'll show you what I did. I heard about this today on YouTube while I was searching for how to set up a Facebook, don't ask me why I got this, a Facebook group. And so I found this neuro drawing, what's it called? Wait a second. Neurographic art, and it's apparently all the rage in high schools. So I thought I would try it. This is the first 2 or 3 steps, and now I'm supposed to fill in colors. I feel I should have more shapes though. My color areas are going to be awfully big if I don't put more shapes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here's the inking that I just finished. By
Raise it up more, Bill. We can't see it.
there.
Oh
No,
yeah,
we
we're
still can't see
seeing the
it.
reflection on this of the
Up
yeah.
higher, Bill. Up higher.
Raise it up.
Oh,
Up,
farther,
up,
more up.
up,
Up.
There
There
you
we go.
Hey,
There it is.
can't read it, but wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
He's got all those on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I'm endlessly amazed on how much this iPad has done for my productivity. It's
Okay. Well, everyone, I'll see you all next week. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
thank you.